Hi, it's Mark Murphy. I'm with Guy Young of Uniworld, the president of Uniworld. And today, Guy, I wanted to ask you about how travel agents can get customers who may have never taken a cruise. Let's face it, 76% of the population has never cruised on the ocean-going vessels or on the river. How do we get them onto a riverboat like one of the beautiful Uniworld boats?
Okay, great. Thank you, Mark. Well, first of all, I'd say that there's probably 98% of the clients that haven't taken a river cruise because we're a very small segment. So there's huge potential. And, you know, when I look at a river cruise, I think some of the great selling points are, A, it's all-inclusive. And specifically with Uniworld next year, we're including the gratuities and all the beverages on board the ship. So it's all-inclusive. So they don't have to come out of pocket for expenses once they're on board the ships.
Now, that's interesting. Let me interject. Since it's all-inclusive, the travel agent's being commissioned on the entire price.
Correct. And actually, we've taken a forward look at our 2014 commissions, and our average commission per booking for 2014 is currently running at over $1,800 per booking. So there's huge earning potential for the travel agents.
Let me just clarify. $1,800 is the average commission?
Per booking, correct.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's enormous because obviously we're paying the commissions on the beverages, the gratuities, the meals, the shore excursions. So it's obviously it's a great value for clients and obviously a great income potential for travel agents.
Yeah, you know what? If anybody tells you you can't make money as a travel agent, they probably haven't been looking at river cruises, right?
Correct. So just coming back to, how do we move them over to a river cruise? I think, so the agents need to talk about the all-inclusivity, but also very importantly is the great ease of travel on a river cruise, because you unpack once, which is obviously a great advantage over land touring, which is, always a selling point for us. Right. And then basically everything's taken care of. It's the way I would describe it is you have a beautiful floating luxury hotel taking you through Europe. You unpack once, you've got an all-English speaking staff on board the ship, and all the details are taken care of. The excursions are included. It really is a very easy, luxurious, and wonderful way to travel.
And relaxing. I've done a number of river cruises. I couldn't agree more. Now, what about ocean-going people that have taken an ocean-going cruise? How do you take them and bring them to the rivers? What's the strategy for agents?
So, I would say that 90% of all the clients that take a river cruise have at some point taken an ocean cruise. So we know it is a huge market potential for clients. And, again, I think the selling points are the intimacy of the ships. You get into the heart of the destination, which is obviously often very difficult for an ocean cruise ship to do. And just to look at the whole feel of the experience. It's a small ship. It's on average 130 passengers on board the Uniworld ship, so it's a very intimate, wonderful experience. You get to know your fellow travelers very well, and again, it's all included. So it's a great experience for the customer.
What's the demographic? Give me a couple of age points, income points for the target customer for you.
So for Uniworld, our average household income is $100,000 plus. And certainly we skew towards, I'd say, the 60 to 65 age demographic. And I always say that for Uniworld and for the river cruise segment, this is a golden age, because as we know, there's a huge amount of baby boomers that are going to be entering retirement over the next 20 years. And for us, that's a perfect demographic. These are people that are going to have time on their hands, and a lot of people are going to have the disposable income to travel. So that's our core demographic, and that's the fastest growing segment of the population over the next 20 years. So we set up beautifully to do very well for the next 15 to 20 years.
Now we're talking anywhere from, depending on who you talk to, 77 million to 81 million baby boomers.
Correct. So, and I think they say that over the next 20 years, there's going to be 10,000 baby boomers entering retirement each day. So it's a huge potential for the river cruise industry, because that's our core segment. But obviously it's great for travel agents as well, because we know that those people, are, as I said, are going to have the time and the money to travel.
Now, last question. What's the biggest differentiator Uniworld brings to the table that agents should share with customers? Why Uniworld?
Over other river cruise companies, I assume. So the first thing is we're now the only major North American river cruise company to be truly all-inclusive. So this year, as I said before, we added gratuities and beverages, which is unique to Uniworld. And also we have a very different approach to our shipbuilding. So for example, when we're launching our new ship in 2014, the Catherine, it's 441 meters long, which is what the size of all the new ships that are going onto the rivers. But we're only carrying 159 guests, with a crew of 57 staff members. So we have the highest staff to guest ratio in the river cruise industry. So we're really aiming at the top end of the market, and we're really focused on service and the overall customer delivery versus adding a number of ships and growing exponentially. We want to grow responsibly and really take care of our customers.
All right, and travel agents take care of their customers, and that's a great insight from Guy Young, president of Uniworld. Guy, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for your insights on selling the river.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.